our first role models are actually our parents. You know, I saw a write-up somewhere where a parent was telling the child, be careful where you walk. The child now told the father, be careful where you walk. I walk in your own steps. Meaning, you are the first role model to your child. And our parents are our own role models, despite their flaws. So you start by identifying your parents. But I'm sorry to say, not all parents are actually good role models.
Yeah, that's true.
So when you get to that stage and you are old enough to know that there are some things your parents used to do. My dad used to smoke. You know, I never smoked in my life.
Or even between your mother and your presence. So when you also grow up, you know that's not the right thing to do.
You know that is not the right thing to do.
Yes.
You know, so look for people who are doing the things you would rather do with your life.
Okay.
Identify with them and come under their tutelage. If they will have you, you'll be happy you did. Then I think Matthew wants to know how we choose role models in a corrupt society, you know. There is no society that is corruption-free. That is one. Two, when you go to the market, you ignore the noise in the market. You focus on what
that brought you there.
Yeah, brought you to the market. So identify those who are doing the things you want done. Okay, I give you another example. Femi Otedola said he has sold his oil company, Forte Oil. Even me, I don't know the person that he sold it to. So whoever it is, for him to have that kind of money to buy what Femi Otedola has, he's been around for some time. But we don't know him. That doesn't mean he's not existing.
That's true.
So the people who are close to him, to his workers, where the company has founded, they've known him all along. It's the same thing with role models. You'll be surprised if you want to identify people in a certain field of human endeavor. They are there waiting for you to discover them.
That's true.
Go on LinkedIn, type people in this category. You will see list. Just type 100 Fortune 500 companies in Nigeria. There's a whole list of companies. Identify 1 or 2 or 3 of them. You know, the internet should not always be for music and gossip. You know, use the internet to research.
Way, yeah.
You know, read free books. Books mold our lives even more than role models.
Yes.
You will never get tired of molding your life when you read good books. So somebody else said,
there's a clause there when you read good books.
It's
not every book, so
not all books are good. I saw something like 6 and 7 books of Moses.
Oh.
That's not the kind of books I'm talking about. You know, but
just
read novels. They help you with imagination.
Okay.
You know, read detectives, read things that happen in other areas. You know, if you have not traveled out of the country, read about London, read about US. In your mind, let the mental picture form. One day you find yourself there.
Yeah, that's all.
So I think Odunayo said, should we dress like our role models? Not necessarily. If your role model is putting tattoo all over their body, you don't have to dress like that. You know, if they wear dreads, you know, you don't really have to do that. And if they do something that is bad, you know, there are some people we look up to in society, especially in the entertainment industry. They have baby mamas. You know? You might like their music, you respect them for it, but that doesn't mean that you should be thinking of fathering kids outside of wedlock. You don't really have to do that. So, can I have more than one role model? Yes, you can.
Of course, yeah.
You know, identify a particular area. See those that are making waves there. You know, each of us has within us the right and the responsibility to be the best we can be. You know, you don't want to be a model of some other people. You want to be original. But when you are starting out, you learn as much as possible. At some point, you get tired of learning. Look at Burna Boy. Everybody says he's like Fela. But he's singing his own song. And he's making waves in his own right. He doesn't try to sing like Two-Face or some other persons. So you can be yourself and still make waves.
His own niche, yes.
You know, he's not taken already. So Somebody said, can I change role models? I think Shegun. You can. You know, the world we live in, we are expected to change our minds if there is a compelling reason,
Yeah, so
you know, to do it. You can look up to somebody and you find out that it's not who he claims to be.
yes,
At that point, you have a reason to change. You know,
that's
it's
right.
like you are going to a church and your pastor was found to be a bad person. Your conscience won't really go to that church again. So instead of fighting with the pastor, just change your church. You'll be okay. Blessing wants to know, does wealth and riches make one a role model? Not necessarily. But the society we live in, when you are wealthy, you can flaunt it. You know, so you can buy publicity for yourself. But if you check, if you look hard enough, you will find out below the surface.
Looking worse.
Looking where you see that this person that everybody is talking about is not really
It's not what it is.
who I want to be with my life. You understand? It's because life is a long journey.
Mhm.
You know, don't allow somebody's 2-3 years to determine your next 50 years. You know. So, are all role models well known in society? I think Odunayo asked this question. My answer is
No.
no. You know, there are what you call spheres of influence. Somebody who is good in engineering may not know anything about arts. Somebody who is a good parent may be a bad child to somebody else. But look at what you are looking at. Okay, in terms of this particular area of life, this is the person I want to be like, or this is the person that challenges me. You know, if you can engage with them, fine. If you can't, you know, like I said, books make all the difference. From my own personal experience, you know, when I was young, you know, living in a poor neighborhood, even cars that were passing, there are so many people. If you go on the road now, if you look at every car that passes, the first one might be a lawyer, the second one will be a doctor, the next one is a musician, the next one is a plumber somewhere. So there are so many things you can do in this life and make it. So we are all gifted. Look at the areas where your natural abilities flow, the gifts
You have
and the
passion.
giftings that you are, the things you have passion for. Follow it. At the end of the day, you get to the same destination. Not everybody has to be a musician. So, qualities of positive role models in society. Obama said, be the change you want to see. If you are going to be a role model to somebody today, what do you think is expected of you? Your answer is the same answer you are expecting from somebody else. You know? Whatever it is we try to be, it's also a mirror image. Okay, I want to be a good person. Good is good from time immemorial. That's why sometimes when you watch films, you see 10,000 BC, you see Spartacus. Courage is courage in human endeavors, whether it's time of Socrates or time of Obama. Courage is courage, charisma is charisma, fear is fear.
Those cannot change.
You know, they don't change. Those are basic human values. So whether you are in this century or in the next century, you find out that the qualities you have that make you a good person will never change. So identify those qualities in other people. Look up to them. But also remember that you too, you have to be a good role model to the people coming behind.
Exactly.
The same way you are looking at them and looking at their faults. Some people are looking at you from behind and looking at your own fault.
That's it.
So if you want to be a good person to the next person, it's a good thing. But know that people before you too, they are trying to be good and they are not perfect, even though you are not perfect too. So we are all trying to make ourselves better.
All right. Thank you so much. You have done justice to the questions asked. You know, so that is what formed this whole of discussion. That you do not really, yes, you need a role model, but it's not everything your role model does that you will do. You have your own self-will as well. You have conscience and wisdom to determine to what is right and what is wrong as an adult. But it's important to have somebody you look onto for guidance and you know, directions and you know, leadership. So that is what role models ought to be. Finally, please, your parting words to our audience.
I would say we should all be the change we wish to see society. Nigeria has issues. Fine. But if it's going to change, it's up to you and me individually. A lot of my friends are relocated abroad. Other than I don't like the cold, I tell them, if I leave, who is going to change the country?
That is it.
You understand? You can always travel and come back. You know, I can live in this country for 2 years. Nobody will ask me for my ID card. But when you go abroad and you see police and you are running, illegal migration is not what you really want. You know, I've seen stories, I've heard stories, I've seen clips, I've watched news. The youth of today, you know, they hear America, the next thing they want to go through Sahara Desert. People should find out. You know, there are better ways to do all these things. Yes. You know, if it's rough today, it won't always be like that. It will get better with time, and I'm sure we all enjoy it. We should look at good role models in society, people we want to be like, and identify with them. If they are the people they claim to be, more often than not, they will listen to us. They might not have all the time, but they will create time. Maybe if it's once in 6 months, or, okay, write me a letter, tell me what you want to do. Once in a while, they respond. And if you take the advice, you find that you are getting better each day. So we get there.
Thank you so much, Christopher, for your contributions, and especially for coming to this studio. You're patient to wait to this time. I'm really grateful. So, on behalf of myself and the crew, we present this to you. For the and from some of our sponsors, there are many, so we'll just package them together.
Thank you very much.
I say thank you for your time with us.
You're welcome.
Let me take
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Mom.
I want to appreciate our viewers out there and the audience here present for your patience with us and adding great color to this program. Also, our sponsors, Orange Insurance Company Limited, Brokers Limited, TDS Company Limited, and others that have been very, very supportive. Thank you for being with us thus far. And finally, I want to invite artist Jobiril to sign out this program. Join us next week for another edition, same time, same station. Love you all. Vivid View.
She go dance, and if I move, oh, she go move, oh. She go move, up and I go, whoa. And I go, God for your love, I go borrow. You hold now you where they control me, God, you hold my remote, oh. Now you where they control me, so God tonight you do me like magic, oh. You do me like magic, God tonight you do me like magic, oh. You do me like magic, got me like what you man lose control, oh. Got me like where you roll, oh. Anytime where you go, low. Everybody bad like this, make a booty bounce like that, oh. Get bad like Jimmy Jato. Do what you want, go and give me that. You hold my remote, oh. Now you where they control me, God. You hold my remote, oh. Now you where they control me, God. Tonight you do me like magic, oh. You do me like magic, God. Tonight you do me like magic, oh. You do me like magic, and you do me juju. And I don't dare moo. Anywhere you go, I go. Anything you do, I do.
Encourage him now, young man.
Yeah, you do me juju. And I don't dare moo. Anywhere you go, I go. Anything you do, I do. And if I dance, oh, she go dance, oh. And she go dance. And if I move, oh, she go move, oh. And she go move. Anywhere you go, girl, I go. Whoa. Get your body shine like a oro. Get for your love, I go borrow. You hold my remote, oh. Now you where they